An Airbus A320 was making a landing at South Korea's Daegu International Airport. The film, which was taken on May 26, 2023, depicts the startling event that occurred. Everyone on this plane would be in an even more tense situation if the man subsequently informed the authorities that he was under a lot of stress. And there are no words to describe the manner he accomplished it. Just as the jet was about to land, the guy, who is believed to be in his 30s, made the decision to open the emergency door. Luckily, everyone was wearing seatbelts when the jet descended for the landing, saving anyone from being flung from the aircraft, which would have been an unexpected way to die out. According to an official, the individual felt suffocated in the cabin and that the trip was going longer than it should have. Despite the fact that everyone lived, it seems sense that 9 of them needed hospitalization due to respiratory problems. Please share your thoughts on this in the comments area.
This is a video that was captured in court of 30-year-old Deborah Redden, and once it's playing, will shock you. The reason for that is because of the list of charges against him. Moreover, there's so many people around him for which there is a good reason. This is a picture taken of him at a previous court hearing. Have a look at the video.
Intimidating a public officer, a felony. Count 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 are all battery on an officer, the same named victim. Oh, and by the way, I do not know any of the other victims named in the criminal complaint. Those are all felony offenses. Count 10, performance of act or neglect of duty and willful or wanton disregard of safety or persons of property resulting in substantial bodily harm or death, a felony. Battery on a protected person, count 11, that's a gross misdemeanor offense. Count 12, battery by a prisoner, a felony. Count 13, unlawful act related to human excrement or bodily fluid, a felony. All allegedly occurring on January 3rd of 2024. Do you understand these charges?
You could be asking yourself why the whole court book has been thrown at this man. Indeed, there's a valid explanation for it, and you're probably already aware of it. Due to his acts on January 3, 2024, 30-year-old Deborah Redden is possibly the most well-known person on the internet this year. This is video from the courtroom where he made the unusual decision to leap on a judge. The most absurd thing is that only 30 seconds before executing this Olympic prank, he was begging the judge to spare him from prison, saying he was doing all in his power to turn his life around. One of the bus passengers who was compelled to get off owing to the extreme risk of this route, and particularly this turning point in this, captured this bizarre scene on camera. The road was very, very tiny. Additionally, the bus's rear wheel once slipped. Fortunately, the bus driver saved both his life and the entire vehicle by making the correct decision to accelerate. Given that about half of the bus was in the air, he was quite fortunate. A man lives in a storage facility with an apartment full of old belongings. Rumored to be haunted, the entire institution has become well known for its gloomy aura, but this discomfort is increased by the things in his unit. One of them is an unusual toy monkey that is said to be worth a lot of money. Ever since this relic was acquired, strange things have started to happen. The device is emitting unexplained bangs, and items are moving inexplicably. These incidents became so frequent that his co-workers and the facility staff were concerned, even speculating that he could be living in the unit covertly. He purposefully positioned a camera inside to refute these claims. The video that was shot would support him and show what really happens in the storage area in the Enigma attic. When the toy suddenly began to move on its own, The staff who saw it firsthand were quite scared. The establishment's owner also believes that other inexplicable noises heard on the property may be caused by this toy monkey. Thus, he made the hasty decision to list the doll for sale, in the hopes of finding a buyer who would be ready to quickly take it off his hands. The following video was purportedly shot someplace, and companions. Even yet, it is impossible to verify this information. This clip's origin is just as strange as the material it depicts. This dog, a truck owner, made the decision to pull right into a restaurant. He swiftly departs the scene after reversing, but this was no accident. It was later discovered that the man's actions were motivated by the restaurant owner's refusal to serve him. Naturally, given the situation, this is the wrong thing to do, and it appears that the police are aggressively searching for him, even if there is no word on his possible arrest. What do you think about this? Tell me in the comments below. The footage that follows was made public by Miami officials not too long ago. It displays a dispute that arose over a Tesla. Two ladies inside the automobile appear to be engaged in a violent confrontation throughout the event, which happened on Maryland Avenue. A few others in the vicinity noticed this and attempted to step in an attempt to calm them down. Regretfully, their endeavors would prove futile. A number of parked cars were struck by the Tesla's driver as she suddenly increased her speed. The women were swiftly extricated from the automobile by those who saw this bizarre collision, and it was then discovered that they were unharmed. Despite the fact that this cannot be categorized as road rage, the authorities detained individuals involved as soon as they got at the scene. The risks associated with driving when agitated are still evident. This insane vehicle pursuit took place in the middle of the night on a wet day in India, which would only make it more insane. Though it's unclear if the cars were part of a law enforcement unit or the police, they were undoubtedly pursuing the truck.
जय गौ माता जय श्री राम।
The truck manages to drive through a voluntary 360-degree turn at one point. A second vehicle is seen following the guys on top of the truck, causing the vehicle to swerve and come to a stop. All of them began racing after the men, but it's still unclear who they were.
पकड़ बैठ के लड़ा जल्दी जा नीचे